All right, folks, welcome back to BEG Wrestling, baby. We are here, and we are live from Iowa Carver Hawkeye Arena, folks. I am not joking, Kevin. I basically might as well be sitting outside Carver Hawkeye Arena right now, Kevin.
Live. Get my hoodie.
Folks, I'm BEG Wrestling. We are at an undisclosed location here, live, and look at him. Kevin's got his hoodie. Kevin's flying in tomorrow, folks, but I am here. I'm already here, and I've been here. I was actually out in Des Moines. Des Moines this morning on USA Takedown Radio. That was fun, man, and we were live for 2 hours, Kevin. And folks, if you have a chance to listen to it, dude, I'm telling you right now, I said, there's a couple things I said on there I just want to repeat on here. It's different out here, Kevin. As soon as I entered Iowa, the road signs that tell you about hazards or warnings. Well, in Iowa, they say, take down wrecks and accidents, pin your phone to the ground. And I thought, I have never in my life seen. It's different out here, Kevin. It's different out here in Iowa. It's my first time in Iowa. My first time in Carver Hawkeye Arena tomorrow, folks. And, dude, I could not be more excited. Kevin, you're joining us remotely because you're flying in tomorrow, but we're here. We're going to preview this episode or this Duel Me, baby. It's the Duel of the Year. It is simply the Duel of the Year. So, and could not be more excited. And before we even get started, Kevin, I want to say I want to thank Kevin, who is it, Stacy, for these tickets, folks, because we were fortunate enough to be. Go ahead.
Stacy Osterkamp, man, you're the man. Nice enough to, wasn't using a couple of his tickets. A family member of his wasn't. Invited us down. Great guy. Love this guy. Big fan of the show. And he's just, thanks to him, we're going to be right there tomorrow. So thanks so much, Stacy. We really appreciate you.
Also, I need your address because I need to send you a lot of some BEG swag, folks, because BEG swag, you're going to be seeing a lot of it. Folks, you're going to be seeing a lot of it. I'm just giving you a preview here tomorrow, baby. Kevin, we got pretty good seats, folks. You got to do your job. Yeah. Oh, my goodness, dude. Couldn't be more excited. But, Kevin, how you feeling, man? I'm
pumped,
we go in this? Or, I guess there's a couple other things you want to talk about here before we get into this dual meet and give our predictions here.
Yeah, there was a couple, some action that went on this weekend, a couple of surprises. First of all, Lorenzo Norman, everyone's got him number 4 ranked at 174. He actually lost to Ogun Sanya from North Carolina, 15-13. It was a wild one, which I was really surprised because Norman, man, he's got, you got O'Toole and Haynes and then Hamidi, and then Norman was just barely off Hamidi, and then there seemed to be a little bit of a gap. I was shocked to see Norman go down.
And that was an important team dual meet, too, for North Carolina.
Yeah, look at Rob Cole, man. Rob Cole. I know they shared the regular season title with 2 other teams at a 7-team league, but still, man, he's right up there with NC State and Virginia Tech now already, just like that. Another important match in that duel was Ethan Oakley took out number 4 Tyler Knox 4-2. So there's 2 of Stanford's 4th-ranked guys in the country that North Carolina took out.
Not good going into the postseason. Not good at this time of year.
No, not at all, man.
And Virginia Tech knocking off NC State, which came down to a couple big duels. I'm sure you'll touch on, resulted in that 3-way tie. But that was a big duel.
Yeah, there was some really good matches. I was really surprised that Eddie Ventresca was able to beat Vincent Robinson. He had a beautiful takedown at the end. He kept it close, and that takedown was so fast. He hit him at the end, and I was really impressed. And Connor McGonigal had just his regular Connor McGonigal kind of match, over Kai Oreen. It wasn't overtime. It wasn't like really super impressive, but he did have a takedown in regulation that they called off, which I thought was a takedown all day. So I think McGonigal got kind of ripped off on that, but he won the match anyway. Heavyweight, Owen Treppan is still undefeated as he beat Colton Schultz 4-2.
I saw that.
So if you remember, Owen Treppen was at NC State behind Trumbull, and he ended up shooting over to Lehigh, and he's going to go into he's probably going to be in the NCAA quarterfinals, undefeated at that point in the season.
Wow.
The way his conference tournament works out, yeah. So that was extremely impressive. Also, we had Rafael Hippolito had beat Ed Scott 3-2. I thought that would be the match that would be 15-13, to be honest with you, but just a 3-2 match. Lachlan McNeil beat Jaden Abbas 8-1 in sudden victory. He had a 7-point move in overtime to win that match.
Wow.
And let's see, we've got just a couple more here. Isaac Trumbull and Jimmy Mullen.
Rob Huey comments. Folks, join the comments, by the way, to join the conversation. I guess you can also, we got the link in. Call in live, folks, after we give our preview, because it won't take too long. Rob Huey says, did we see AJ last night? I did not. What happened with AJ?
So I posted a thing like Eminem's Guess Who's Back again, and Ethan Miller and AJ, they're healed. Ethan Miller and AJ are healed. They both were back. They're fine.
Magic.
Thank goodness. We were worried.
It's that time of year.
Yeah. So, and they both won by tech fall. Ethan Miller won by tech fall over Drexel, and AJ Ferrari won by tech fall as well. So they're good to go. If anyone was concerned about that,
that's
great.
Great.
Ethan Miller will definitely have the #1 seed at Big Tens. And then, did you see the Trumbull Jimmy Mullen match by chance at heavyweight?
I did.
I like that was Jimmy Mullen.
Can I say I really like Jimmy Mullen, dude? Former football player,
he's awesome,
dude, but
man.
he's a little undersized apparently, defensive end. I like his style. I like his swag. I've really liked him. Yeah.
He's just rough, man. He's someone that you don't want to wrestle, no matter how good you are. He's just, he just hangs in there and scraps, really. And he looks like a scrapper, and he's a scrapper.
Yeah. He looks like someone who's going to continue to improve as well. But
yeah, he's young. He's really young. And I was also surprised, I thought that Lennox Wolak and TJ Stewart were on the up and up, but then Singleton takes out Wolak 12-2.
I know.
Right? And I'm like,
kill
okay,
me in my
never
Wrestle Madness
mind.
picks, I'll tell you that.
Never mind. And then TJ Stewart had never lost to Fishback. He was 2-0 against him, and he lost to Fishback 4-1. So that was kind of surprising.
That also killed me, dude.
Dude, it's a rough week for Wrestle Madness, man. Every one of those matches, when I was picking them, I'm like, man, this is hard.
I know.
This is real hard.
I've gotten to the point, dude. I just feel dumb after most of these. I'm just saying. I'm happy if I'm in the top 50% is what I'm saying. Like,
dude, it's hard. Like for what I do for BG, I gotta do well, or I look like a real idiot, Also, in Contrera lost to Jackson Turley 12-7, which was kind of a surprise. That's Anthony Noto beat Colton Camacho 17-11. I love these scores where they're both guys are scoring over 10 points. That's awesome.
Yeah, I will say the Virginia Tech NC State match was a little dry up until the end when the last two matches and Coach McCroby. I mean, he called in. He's been on the show. I like him, and you see, he was one of Bo Bassett's finalists, dude. He's building something there. There's something that is attracting wrestlers. Maybe it is that warm weather. We talked about it. It's maybe the only good wrestling warm weather school out there as I am out here in Iowa. We're freezing out here.
Dude,
it don't affect me, though.
3 feet of snow.
Folks.
3 feet of snow where I'm at, man, in Rochester. We haven't had internet or power all week. But, so it's supposed to suck. Also, I do want to say that Richie Figs, man, is so strange. Like, I watched him wrestle Cornell's back up there, the freshman Milani, last week, right? And he beat him like barely, like 10-7. He took him down at the end, and I was like, man, he looks like crap. But then he wrestled Sheldon Seymour from Lehigh, who only had lost to Luke Lillidahl and Vincent Robinson were his only 2 losses this year. He's like 18-2. And he controlled the whole. Richie Figs controlled the whole match, won 8-3. So I was kind of surprised to see that. You just never know what you're getting with him.
Well, I know he was actually I picked him to win last year NCAAs, and he did. but going into it, he was not favored to win. And, it's just something going on with that 125. And you know what? Maybe I'll touch on that 125 a little bit here when we get into our breakdown here. But go ahead, Kevin. Continue.
One last thing is I wanted to say the Penn State American duel, right? I mean, did you know the spread on that, by the way, was 55.5? That was the spread. They didn't cover it. 55.5. Do you realize that if there was all 10 pins, that's 60 points? So they basically were saying that everyone was going to be a pin and tech, and they almost were. They only lost the 133, which was the backup, which brings me to my point. Everyone's like, is Braden Davis going to be okay for Big Tens? Oh, my God. He's fine, man. Kale said it was just a precaution. He went out against Buzakis, and the only reason that he went out against Buzakis was because McCrone pinned Lillidahl, and they were like, all right, we got to get him out there. We might have to win this match. But that's the same thing with this duel. They don't need him against Americans, so they're not going to put him in. But I don't see any concern with that. And Kazak was back too, which was kind of a surprise.
I saw Kazak is back.
Yep, he's got the Meyer Shapiro helmet.
Found out this morning on Takedown Radio Live that O'Toole's back. Kazak's
and
back.
And
it doesn't sound like Crookham is. It sounds like Crookham might be unlikely to be back at this point.
Yeah, I don't think he's coming back, man. I think he's done. His parents want him to be done. Like he just wants to, take the red shirt or med shirt there and go.
Yeah.
I did want to say that. Keegan O'Toole, it's Keegan O'Toole bobblehead night. If anybody is that meat and wants to sell me a bobblehead of Keegan O'Toole, let me know, or even donate one.
The one that John Anderson said is scrawny, that one.
Yeah. I got the Askren. I got the Askren here with the fro.
So who's this?
I got the Askren fro on here.
Look at it. Well, there you go. Look at it. Wow, you're a bobblehead dude, huh?
Dude, every match I go to, I get them, and some people.
Interesting Kevin fact.
Yeah, for the show, man.
My collector.
I don't play with them, But that's about it, man. That's. Oh, there was the thing that's driving me nuts as a Cornell fan. No Meyer Shapiro again today. Nobody knows why. He just hasn't been at the past couple of meets. And
load management. That's something. If I
nobody
get a
knows
chance
why.
To talk to
Nobody
Dan
has a
Gable,
clue.
One of the first questions I'll ask him.
Load management.
How you feel about load management, Dan? Mr. Gable. Anyway.
Load management.
Wrap it up, Kevin.
Dude,
people are fired up. They want to hear our predictions.
That's it.
And I want to give them, dude.
That's it. Let's move on.
Oh, my goodness. Let's go, baby.
Go to the
Let's
future.
talk about it. Let's look at this dual meet. I mean, I guess we'll start at 125, right? Even though we don't know, technically.
Yeah.
Where this will start.
Yeah,
so.
I think it will start at 125 though, because generally Brands, not that he's predictable because he's not, but he starts them at 125. And if you're Oklahoma State, I think that's a good way to start out at as well. 125, where you have Wyatt at the end.
Well, let me ask you
Wyatt
this.
at the
If you
end,
had a choice, both schools, what would you pick to start? What weight for each school if you had the choice, like given it?
I would start at heavy if I was Iowa. And you'd end on Buchanan, right? Because we've already seen that Buchanan. Remember him in that last meet when he needed he needed a win, he was going nuts there. Yes, that's what I think. Because then your best guy knows exactly what he has to do to win the match. Does he need a major? Does he need a tech? It might, not that he's not trying his best anyway, but it might give him just that little extra drive. That's just my thought. And
I disagree.
And I think
I would start with Buchanan.
Really?
I want that momentum. I want that team momentum right off the bat, and I don't want to give it up. That's the way I want the crowd getting hyped.
That's a good argument.
And quite frankly, I also wanted to end with 184, as you will hear in my predictions, folks. I got a bold. I'm telling you something that's going to happen, Kevin, and it's going to change the entire sport potentially. Anyway,
we might be on the same page.
Well, you want to start at 125? Let's start at 125, baby. It's Choice Bradley.
Let's start at 125.
Up against an up-and-coming Joey Cruz here. And, here's the thing I'll say. I said it on Takedown Radio, Kevin. Everyone's going 5-5 is going to come down to bonus points. 5-5 going to come down to bonus points. I'm here to tell you right now, I will be surprised if that is the case, if it's 5-5 and only bonus points. I'm predicting basically what I'm saying, not that. And I have 3 matches here, Kevin. And I'll tell you, I'm going to start with 125. I'm picking Joey Cruz in an upset here, and you're saying that's crazy.
Oh.
Spratley just like teched him like 2 years ago. Okay, but I'm adding elements here. If this is the first match, it's in Iowa. Spratley on the road. Joey Cruz up and coming. I know it might be a long shot, but the Carver Hawkeye magic, dude. All these elements combined, something will happen during this dual meet that no one saw coming. Okay, that's gonna happen in my opinion. I think it might be more than that. I'm starting at 125. I'm picking Joey Cruz. You'll see a later upset going the other way out of me here, Kevin, but I'm going Joey Cruz by decision. Tell me what your pick is and why.
All right, I'm actually going to go, and this is hard for me because, listen, Joey Cruz, he's another guy I don't understand. Outside of that one match against Lillidahl, he has looked great recently. I mean, he beat Navarro, who's real tough from Northwestern. He beat Cooper Flynn, who's been top 10 all year, right? Yep. He lost to Caleb Smith 2-1. And then he had almost a tech fall in there. He beat Brandon McCrone 6-5, and then in that grouping, he got teched by Lillidahl, and it's just like, where did that come from? You know, it's shocking me.
Well, we talked to Terry too, and it could be a stylistic thing where if you take him down at first, and I just think Cruz is going to have that home mat advantage, and I could see things going their way, and I don't know, but it sounds
you're not crazy. You're not crazy, man. I'm picking Spratley by decision. Last season it was a tech fall. Last season at the beginning of the year it was tech fall, but Cruz is not that same guy. And like I said, the past 8 matches, he's 6-2 with that Lillidahl match and a 2-1 Caleb Smith loss. So Cruz is. I don't think it's crazy at all if Cruz wins this match, but I'll pick Spratley by decision. But I don't think you're nuts.
Okay. It's 3-0 Iowa for me, 3-0 Oklahoma State for you. Moving on to 133, who we expect to be Reese Whitcraft, although it could be Cale Hughes, right? Going up against Drake Ayala. I think either way, I'm going Drake Ayala here. But do you foresee bonus points? I'm going to say a major 4 for Drake Ayala. What do you say, Kevin?
I'm right with you there. I think a major. I think that this is going to be the most hyped up duel in quite some time, right? And you got the home crowd, and you better believe that they're going to be getting some home crowd officiating advantages, with the pressure from the crowd. And I just think that Drake Ayala is explosive on offense. I heard something on a podcast that's saying that I don't know how this makes sense, but if not Hughes, but if Jesus, I'm drawing a blank there. Through the Reese, if he was to go and lose to Drake, he would lose his automatic qualification to
Willie
NCAAs for some reason. Did he? Was it Willie? It doesn't make any sense to me. But I think no matter what, David Taylor puts out the best guy who's going to win. No matter what, he's going to put out, and I think right now it's Hughes is too much of an unknown right now.
Yeah.
So I don't think he's going to put out Hughes.
I think it'll be Whitcraft. I think I'll win by major. But one thing that you mentioned, I do want to say, science was done. Studies were done, okay, about what is the actual real home field advantage in sports. And you know what it is? You know what the actual advantage is? It is the refs. It's the refs. It's those 1 or 2 or 3 individuals who are being the most influenced by the crowd and those calls. This is science, not me, that says it's the refs. And on that note, dude, I found out today, this statue, folks, let me take this takeaway. I'm sure everyone in Iowa knows, I learned today, that's actually a statue of a picture from Dan Gable wanting the ref to call stalling on his own wrestler. On his own wrestler, and I forget the name. He was a lightweight, but I'm going to have the gentleman on, folks, to tell the story, but apparently that's the story. So very interesting. But
people think he's flexing, but he's trying to call stalling. That's not his own guy.
He wants the ref to call stalling on his own wrestler. So, yes, true story, that's apparently. Great. And, we'll have him on to further verify. But sorry, Kevin.
No, that's cool. So, yeah, I got Ayala by major. I'm right there with you. Ayala by major. I don't think it matters who's in there.
Yeah. It's 4-3 Iowa for you. I got it 7-0 Iowa, moving to 141, taking Jameson up against Schriever or Ryder Block. I'm going to go Jamison with a major here, regardless of whether it's Schriever or Block. But I think, don't we expect it to be Schriever, right?
Yeah, I would not put Block in there. I think if it's Block, it could possibly be a tech fall. I think it would be a tech fall. I think Schriever, though, I think that you're looking. I agree with you. I hate to be boring, but I agree. Major decision if it's Schriever. I just don't see. Yeah, I think a major decision. But yeah, if it's Block, I don't think they're going to do that. They're not going to put Block in there. Yeah. He's not been looking too good.
Okay. Well, not everything's going to be crazy and unexpected here. So it takes us to 149. Carter Young up against Cal Parco. I think the majority expects Cal Parco to win, but the question is it a decision, a major, or anything else potentially? I'm going to go with Parco major here, which is going to make it 11-4 for me, Iowa. What are your thoughts?
So with this one, I'm definitely Parco. I'm battling back with, do I want a decision or a major? And because sometimes Parco is just, he rolls, man. He rolls with it. But other times he's just there to win. He's not really there to press the issue, which is crazy. But looking at Carter's previous matches, like his losses, though, he's outside of he got stuck one time. That's his only bonus loss of the year. So I think that it's going to be in his head to keep it close. I'm going to go decision. I'm going to go Parco wins by decision.
Interesting. Can you start keeping track of your score at this point? Because there's a lot of numbers I have no notes. I'm on the road.
Okay,
I'm on the road. I'm right outside.
I was at what? So I had 3 for Oklahoma State, 4 for Iowa, then 4 for Oklahoma State, and then 3 for Iowa. So I got 7-7.
7-7. I have it 11-4. Right? Yeah. I'll keep track of mine. Takes us 157. If not, practice your math at home, folks. Caleb Fish, Ja'Cory Teamer. I have Estrada up there, but this is right before postseason. It's going to be Teamer, and we expect Teamer. It's looked like he's been working up to. I expect him to be in stamina shape. I'm going Teamer here, but Fish is tough. I'm going to go Teamer regular decision here, Kevin.
Yeah, this is going to be a Teamer regular decision. I'll tell you why. Caleb Fish can definitely be scary for some stylistic wrestlers, all right? Teamer's not one of them. Teamer's crafty. Teamer's very stingy. And he's not going to put himself in the situations that Caleb Fish likes to get people into, because Caleb Fish will, he wants you to go thing to be chaos, like look at his match with Hippolito where he lost 20-15, or his match, the best he looked all year was against Downey. When I saw him wrestle that Downey match, I was like, man, Fish, if he wrestles like this, he's going to be up there. But then after that, he got pinned by Bianchi from Little Rock there, and he lost to Chittum, but that's a good loss. But yeah, I think that's kind of stuff's not going to work on Teamer, but I also know that Teamer's not going to be doing any offensive explosions. Let's put it that way. So I think this to me, I think is an easy pick. I think it's Teamer decision.
Yeah. And he doesn't exactly push the issue in the first or second period. Exactly, Major. Although, no, I wouldn't be surprised if Tom is on him this match and saying, look, we need every point we can get right now. So, I don't know. But, that's not exactly his style. So, I think right now I have it 14-4 after this duel, the team score.
I got
what do you have it?
10-7. 10-7, Iowa. Yeah, Teamer's like a rope and dope, man. He will – I can't stand Crookham does the same thing, only way more extreme, where they sit back, they're backing up, going, they frustrate people. So people are like, they go in and take a stupid shot, and then they nail you on it. And it's a very frustrating thing to watch. But that's how he rolls.
That's how he rolls, but we'll see. That takes us 165, folks. And this is where I said, okay, I was talking upsets, Kevin, and I had some guys say, you're insane. This is the only match that there could not be an upset. Someone literally told me that to my face today. Cam Amin up against Michael Caliendo. But I'm sorry, Kevin. I had to drive 13, 14 hours out here yesterday. I listened to Pashamania and Willie talk about it. Then I looked into it. These two have had overtime matches in the past.
Yep.
And something's crazy is going to happen. I'm going Cam Amin over Caliendo in an upset here, but in a regular decision to make it 14-7 score. Is that crazy?
I'm going. I think it might be a little crazy, but not. Here's why. I got Caliendo by decision. Okay. Yes, they went into overtime twice last year. Believe it was at Big Tens. Once in the quarters, once in the consies. That's just like Amin, though. Like that's what he does. He's hard to defeat by a good amount, but he also against top end wrestlers is not out there initiating any offense. I don't think so. As long as Caliendo, if you were to tell me Amin was to win, I would say it was because Caliendo got stupid, took too many shots, and he wasn't getting in, and Amin was scoring defensive takedowns. But I just don't see it happening. I think it's going to be a 4-1 match, and I think Caliendo is going to get the decision.
I think it's 4-1 Caliendo. I know. People are not going to like hearing that here in Iowa. That's why I'm in a undisclosed location here, Kevin.
Yeah, I bet.
I'll show you my Secret Service out front. No, but hey, things are going to happen. This is not going to go as expected. But all right, Texas 174. And this is where we really get into some meat and bones here, baby. Dean Hamidi, is it going to be Kennedy? Is it going to be Brands? I will tell you right now, I've listened to a lot of things, done a lot of thinking, done a lot of sleeping on this. I think we see Brands, and I think that's the right decision because I think that limits Hamidi to a regular decision, and that's what everyone's saying. Even though Kennedy, I think the last 2 times Kennedy's wrestled him, he's kept it to a regular decision as well. But I think Brands, it's senior night, Kevin. It's senior night in Iowa. Come on. Put Nelson Brands. Give him a shot, baby. Come on, Tom. What are your thoughts?
I don't think Tom gives a crap about senior night, to be honest with you, even if it is blood. I think that we're going to see Kennedy unless, here's what I think. I think they don't even know who they're putting out yet. I think they're going to watch how the match goes, assuming that the order is they start, at 125. I think if they need the win, if they have to pull something out, they're going to put Brands in. I think if they need it they have a little cushion, but they don't want they don't want to get majored or anything, they're going to put Kennedy in. So I know you're probably like, how does that make sense? Well, I think that Brands has the potential to possibly win the match more than Kennedy, but I also think that Brands has the potential to get majored much more than Kennedy, So I think that if they're playing it safe and it's close, but they got everything plays out, they're good, they go with Kennedy. But if I think they need like a wild card, and they're just like, we got to get something, you put Brands out. But I see it being Kennedy, and I see it being a decision for the 3rd time in a row for Hamidi over Kennedy.
Okay, I do agree with the fact that you said I don't think all these lineups are set in stone for Tom Brands. I think Tom Brands has cards that he can shuffle. We've seen it in the past where he will shuffle things. So I do think it depends on how things go, on who will start necessarily. But, I think maybe at 174 it's maybe irrelevant. But that takes us to 184, where it might not be irrelevant because, folks, this is the weight, and this is the match I'm looking forward to. Dustin Platt up against either Gabe Arnold or Angelo Ferrari, but all indications point towards it's Angelo Ferrari. Tom said he's given him 5. This is the 5th. This is the last chance. And Kevin, I will also allude to the fact that what I mentioned earlier, I wish and I hope they start at 197, because if all these predictions go the way I predict, it will end on this 184. Angelo wins, and I will storm the mat of Iowa. I will storm the mat. I will storm it, Kevin, and I'm sure the Iowa conglomerate will follow me, although I do not condone that. Then no one else should follow me. They should let me do it alone. But I will storm the mat with my BG shirts and my "You got to do your job" shirt, Kevin. And they said apparently that will cost Iowa a team point, but I said I will make sure they're up by 2.
Yeah. At least do that for him.
But
At
I
least
am
do that
picking
for him.
Angelo
Yeah.
to win by decision here and an upset of Dustin Plott, dude. Tell me about it.
I'm right there with you, man. Honest to God, I think that Kennedy lost 5-1 to him last year. Or not Kennedy, I'm sorry. Arnold lost 5-1 to him last year. And I just don't see I don't see Arnold. Arnold hasn't shown me any offense at all. I think Arnold's really tough, right? But he hasn't shown any offense. He's not gonna outscore Plott, right? But Angelo, however,
5-1 last time. Plott
Angelo
beat Arnold. Go ahead, sorry.
Yep, and we saw Angelo last time, or Angelo against Strachey, and what a hard time. Strachey couldn't take him down, And I know a lot of people are like, well, if he had to take him down, he could have. Well, listen, people, Strachey didn't go into that match not wanting to take Angelo down. Okay, he wanted to take him down, he didn't take him down. I think that Angelo's out there. I think that they're playing games, but by not putting Angelo in the lineup thing,
by the
just
way,
like they did at Iowa State.
I know. Okay, everyone's talking about that. The fact that they only listed Gabe Arnold as probable, and everyone's calling it gamesmanship, and it doesn't matter. Everyone say it doesn't matter. It does matter. Okay, let me say this. Can I say this? It does matter because it does because Plott now will spend at least 30 seconds of his life now thinking about Gabe Arnold rather than Angelo Ferrari. And if that's a 0.5%, if that's a 1% difference, a 0.5%, they could be. So it does matter. And it's mind games. It's not gamemanship. It's mind games. Tom plays them. Tom is the master of them. And David Taylor is stepping into the master of mind games tomorrow at Carver Hawkeye Arena. He's stepping into Tom's arena, and Tom wants to let him know right off the bat before he even gets here. That's my thought.
Yeah, so Tom, if you can't tell, duels are very important to him. And I think it's awesome because, we have a coach that doesn't seem to really give a crap about duels, where he just doesn't, I don't know. Last year, he didn't try to win a couple of them even. But you know what? Brands, do you think about how important this is for Brands, right? David Taylor's coming in, right? And we all know that you're behind Penn State significantly right now, Iowa is, right? But you better be in front of Oklahoma State on David Taylor's first year, right? You better not let David Taylor come in on his first year to Carver and beat your team that you've got 3 high-priced transfers in. You do not want that to happen. So when people are like, well, he'll put Arnold in because he wants to show him a vote of confidence. Stop it. He's going to put the guy in who he thinks has the best chance to win the match.
Not.
And that's Angelo.
Match. Not with,
Yeah, there's no
Scott
way.
Richardson's going to be in the house. I'm sure Nichols will be. We got some big names coming in the house for this. This is the biggest duel of the year. This is the duel everyone's looking forward to.
You think, I mean, I'm telling you what, if he will put Angelo out there and I'll tell you this, Angelo, Plott's gonna have a hard time taking him down, man. That kid is flexible, he's strong, and I see him getting some defensive takedowns in Plott, and I think that match is gonna be incredible because Plott is no joke, man. He's only losses the past 2 years are to Keckeisen. Okay, he's undefeated besides that. But I think that Angelo has the ability to beat him. That's why you put Angelo in, and I think they will need him to win that match.
All right.
So I got Angelo by decision right there with you, man.
Oh, baby, let's go, dude. Everyone on BG Wrestling pulling for Angelo, picking Angelo. But, all right, that takes us on to 197. It's Luke Serber up against Buchanan. And Serber is very tough, man, but Buchanan is an absolute dog. And I'm picking Buchanan here, and I'm picking Buchanan by a major. Kevin.
I'm gonna pick Buchanan by decision, unless they need a major out of him. I know that's kind of flaky, but I think that they won't. I think that these two wrestled last year. Buchanan won 6-2. I think both wrestlers are significantly better than last year. However, I think that the improvement that Serber has from last year is even greater than that of Buchanan. Buchanan is the best guy at this weight class. That's it. I think he's a lock to win this title at 197. He is just showing me nothing but that. But Serber, man, he surprises me. That's why I'm going to say a decision. So I'll go Serber or Buchanan by decision.
Okay. I believe I have it 21. I think I have 21-10 Iowa here going into heavyweight. What do you have? Have you been keeping up?
Yeah, I believe I have it 19-10 Iowa.
Wow, I got a 21-10 going into heavyweight, dude. And here's where I'm actually going to pick Wyatt Hendrickson by pin. So 21-16 final score is what I'm picking, Iowa. Hendrickson, I think he's too big, too bad. And Keeter, I just don't think he's ready for that kind of size and intensity quite yet. But he hasn't. He is improving, though, and he could be something to think about next year. Go ahead.
The match that I saw with Gable, and I know that you don't compare anyone to Gable, but a first period Tech. I'm going to go Tech fall, Wyatt. I think that Keeter will not get pinned. But yeah, Tech fall. I think he's just going to destroy him. But I think it will be, if that's the weight they end at, I think the meet's going to be over before then. Now let's just play let's just go on the other side here. You have 20, you had 21-10, and then so 21-16 would be your final.
Yep.
I had 19-15 my final. Okay, let's say that he puts in Arnold, or let's say that Plot wins. Let's just say Plot. It doesn't matter. Plot wins at 184, right?
Yeah, Plot should win that. Yeah, but
right. So for me, instead of it being 19-16 Iowa, all of a sudden it's 19-16 Oklahoma State. For you had 21-18
Oklahoma State. So Angelo literally wins the match for him. In which case, folks, I will be storming the mat. Wait, that would be 19. Oh, yeah, 21-16. We got plenty of points. Hey, penalize us 2 points for all I care. At that point, 21-16. I'm storming the mat, folks. They said they'll penalize us one. Penalize us 2, what I say. It's 21-16. Who cares? We dominated at that point, but that's what they said. But, hey, I might be joking. I might not. Kelly,
yeah, look at it.
Please keep your phone on Sunday night.
Oh God, I'm gonna have to bring some bail money, and yeah, this is gonna be incredible though, man. Like I think that I know a lot of people are talking about, well, there's not a lot of match. You kind of know who's gonna win each match, and I don't really agree with that. There's plenty of action going on, plenty of stuff to be decided, and the atmosphere alone is gonna be incredible. And like I said, I haven't been to Carver since '95, man, when I went to NCAAs, and it was an experience I'll never forget. Watching McElravy lose his one NCAA final. Dan Gable was coaching, and like I said, I got the newspaper, and it wasn't just the sports section. It was the front page of the whole newspaper was all wrestling. I was like, this is incredible.
It's different.
We're lucky up here if we get this little section, and yeah, man, they just love it. And
it feels like how they treat football in Pennsylvania or Maryland to me, right? Like out here, it's like everything is
Texas.
Everything,
yep.
Everything is wrestling, man. And dude, yeah. I mean, I'm excited. My first time ever in Carver. You've been here. I have not. So I'm bringing it, dude. I'm bringing it.
I've been there, but I was 16 or 15 or 16, and there's no cell phones back then and stuff, so
I'll also say
I don't really have a lot of stuff to go on by there.
I will be attempting to get immediate post-match live interviews. So I don't know if it's possible, but I'm just saying, Iowa wrestlers, if you're watching, Oklahoma State, we're going to make it happen. Me and Kevin, going to be on site, and we're going to be kind of relatively close to some big names. And
Dead center.
Well, yep. Hey, whoa, don't tell them where we're at, Kevin. You're going to see us on TV, folks. Thanks again.
I'm gonna be all painted yellow. I told you I was wearing the wings, the Hawkeye wings, and I'm painted yellow. They're gonna see me anyway.
Yeah, I'm still 50-50 on whether I'm gonna do that, dude. But I will 100% storm the mat if things go as I expect. But no, I don't know, man. Yeah, I'm out here in Iowa, baby, Des Moines this morning, and Takedown Radio. That was fun, man. That was an experience being in a studio. But
Yeah,
now
you did a great job. You did a
went
great
from
job.
Professional studio.
That's awesome.
To a very nice but inexpensive hotel, let me say. But you can't tell. That's why we have
You would never
green
know,
screens.
man.
And yeah, baby, I'm pumped, man. I'm pumped, dude. There's a fan pregame party or something. I think we're gonna check out tomorrow, but I don't know. Folks.
Yeah.
We'll see. Anything can happen out here.
We should do some interviews at the. I guess there's like a bar that all the Iowa fans go to. We could go there and interview some crazies beforehand.
Yeah, anything's possible. Anything
We'll
possible,
figure it out,
folks. How about let me leave it with this. My biggest prediction, it's not going to be the 5-5, couple of bonus points here or there, chalk picks. That's my biggest prediction. I'm going to leave it with that. But other than that, next time you see me, folks, will be in the middle of the mat of Iowa after they win tomorrow night. How about that? Can I play some? Let me play some outgoing music. Kevin, final thoughts. Let's go.
Let's roll. Let's get it on.
Folks, like and
Look
subscribe. If you're watching for the first time,
15,000 people
Iowa,
tomorrow.
15,000. Wow. I'm going to be the loudest one, too. So, baby, let's bring it, Iowa.
I don't doubt that.
Folks, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. And till next time, man, this is BG Wrestling. See ya.